my senior year, made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked to be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, it's Collinsville. And yeah, so glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1-2, but we're number one. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, big crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me. K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
All the freshmen,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, they quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening to one and to all. My name is Todd Duke, and we welcome you to the friendly confines of Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium as we get you set for a little Lady Kahok volleyball action. It is the home opener for your Lady Kahawks as they get ready to take on the Highland Lady Bulldogs. And again, my name is Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on another steamy night in the Midwest. It's Thursday. I think we have one more day of this heat. And then things are supposed to break a little bit. It's a little warm here in the gym, but nothing like it was last night in the press box over at Kahok Stadium. At any rate, I digress as we welcome you into the pregame show brought to you by Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, located at 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road there in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-343-3602 or online at chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Well, the Kahawks, they've already had a couple of games under their belt here in the early going of the 23-24 season. They are 1-1 as they come into this contest under their third-year head coach, Katie Cease, who is now sporting a record of 16 wins and 53 losses in that time. Highland, they are, well, here with a 0-0 record because this is their season opener. So their first game out of the gates under their first-year head coach, Anna Murphy. Lady Kahawks, as I already mentioned, already 2 matches into their season, having split their first 2 road games. They lost their season opener at Chatham, 25-14 and 25-21 to Glenwood High School. Collinsville followed that up with a win last night at Jerseyville. Lady Kahawks dropped the first set 25-22, before picking up wins in the final two sets, 25-21 and 25-23. Both of those final two-set wins were of the come-from-behind variety. And as I mentioned for Highland, this is their season opener tonight. Highland, they graduated only 2 players from last year, and they return a senior-heavy roster and lineup coming into this season with 6 seniors on this year's squad, coming in with tons of varsity experience, most notably the Schultz girls, Abby and Alex. And taking a real quick look at their lineup, they have a very heavy senior and junior lineup coming into this one tonight. So a little while ago, I had a chance to catch up with Collinsville head coach Katie Cease, and we will pass that conversation on to you next as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues right here on the Kahok Sports Network.
My name is Rayshawn Taylor, collegiate basketball player at SIUE. At the end of January, I had an ACL injury. I've been searching for ways to come back as best as I can. After Chris introduced me to the soft wave machine. I'm gonna be honest, at first I was kind of scared because I didn't want it to shock me and hurt me too bad. And I had it, and I did my research on it, and it turns out it didn't actually hurt. And it just finding where it hurts, the healing, and that's exactly what it did. I've actually had the surgery before. This time I feel like I'm back on my feet quicker, much faster. I was up to this point last time. And honestly, I feel like I could play right now. I'm excited to get back on the court. Thankful that Dr. Chris introduced me to this.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Ragg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Ragg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville Kahawks and the Kahok Sports Network, as well as the Kahok Educator of the Month Award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Ragg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Edwardsville at 1012 Plummer Drive, or call Jason Ragg at 618-307-7048, or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, members SIPC.
We love to have you come work for the city of Collinsville. We have many positions available, from seasonal jobs to full-time opportunities in many of our departments. From police and fire to gateway center and recreation and city hall. Employees enjoy great benefits like comprehensive medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and collinsvilleil.org to apply and learn more about working for the city of Collinsville.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville Kahawks. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from Kahok Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200. No one likes a dirty house. It's work that almost no one wants to do. Why not get someone to do that work for you? Kara Gray with Rags to Riches Cleaning Service would love to take that task off your to-do list. Kara is a homegrown Collinsville High School graduate and the owner of Rags to Riches. From floors to ceilings, from baseboards to light fixtures, Rags to Riches can clean them all. No job is too big or too small. Call Kara Gray at Rags to Riches Cleaning Service to schedule a free estimate today at 618-979-9634 or visit Rags to Riches Cleaning Service on Facebook. Are you in need of a new mailbox to go with your new home? How about a new mailbox to replace your old one? Look no further than Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. From economy to custom, Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can create a mailbox that suits your needs. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes is licensed and insured. They use only high-quality materials and offer a satisfaction guarantee policy. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can also make your very own axe throwing set, hanging or standing. Whether you need that axe throwing set or a new mailbox, you need Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. For more information, get a hold of Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes at 618-680-0208 or online at needanewmailbox.com.
The Ortho Gold TRT tissue regeneration machine is revolutionary new technology. It's known as a shockwave machine. In the hospital setting, it's lithotripsy. The machine looks sort of like an ultrasound head, but it's much different technology. It drives into tissue at 3,500 miles an hour. It's a 3 to 5 minute non-invasive treatment. This is revolutionary technology. It's great for acute, which means, injured tissue, new injuries per se. We have many people who have canceled knee replacements and shoulder replacements and treated lots of plantar fasciitis, foot, ankle problems. Overall, the Softwave machine is revolutionary technology. We've been very excited about our practice, and we've already helped a tremendous amount of people with it, and we're looking forward to helping it.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. We're inside Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, little Kahok volleyball action. It's their home opener tonight as they get ready to take on the Lady Bulldogs of Highland High School. And joining us now is Collinsville's third-year head coach now, Katie Cease. All right, so tell me a little bit about your summer break. Did you do anything fun over summer break?
Not really. We went on some local trips to the Ozarks and the river and things like that, but nothing too crazy. Relaxed, which was nice.
So tell me about the start to your school year. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're at Caseyville, right?
Yeah, this is my 7th year at Caseyville, teaching 4th grade. So it's been good so far. I think I have a good group of kids. So I'm excited to see, as how they grow this year. Yeah.
7th year at Caseyville, 3rd year being the head coach of the volleyball team. Is it settled into a routine now once the season gets going?
Oh man, the beginning of the year, fall sport, it's hard. it's like you get thrown into it right away after you had a little break over the summer. But I think I'm finally getting to it now. It's been a long week. We had 2 far away games, to Springfield and then Jerseyville. So this has been a long week with our first full week back at school. But I keep saying it's Friday and it's only Thursday, which is not good. But I think I'm back in the swing of it. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the first couple of road games. You went up to, as you mentioned, Springfield, Chatham area and played Glenwood. 25-14 in the first set. Doesn't look that great, but I would imagine that once you got to the second set, things started to feel a little bit better because although you lost 25-21, it was a lot closer. So tell me about the first set going into the second set.
Yeah, I think, first set of the season, we have a freshman playing 6 rotations. I think there were nerves across the board. I think they just kind of were still getting used to each other. We have a new setter who hasn't set for us for the program since she was a freshman. So she's setting for us on the varsity team. So I think there's there were a lot of nerves. But after we got back into the swing of things and we started playing a lot more together in the second set, which was definitely helpful.
That takes us to Jerseyville. Last night you got your first win. All of those games were close, and from what I hear, you had to come from behind in the 2 wins to pull out that victory.
We did, which is, that's a big moral victory whenever you come from behind, especially in volleyball. It's a very quick game. Games go quick, and it's hard to slow down and, get a stop. But, our goal, what we keep saying, is not letting them take those runs, and we let them happen, but we were able to get out of it last night, which was beneficial. So.
All right, tell us about the makeup of this year's team. You didn't lose much from last year, so you have a lot of girls back.
Yeah, I have a couple starters back. Both my middles, Carson and Talisha, they're back this season. My Aubrey Johnson, she was on the outside last season. I've kind of moved her to the right side now, but if you know me, I switch my lineup quite a bit, so we'll see if she stays over on the right side. But for tonight, I'm thinking she'll be on the right side, so she's back with a lot of experience. And then my senior, Megan Summer, she played for us. She's been a varsity player for a while now, and she's our leader as a libero, which is very helpful to have a senior libero for sure. So.
All right, so besides the one senior, who else are you leaning on for leadership skills?
Yeah, so Aubrey Johnson is our other captain. So Megan and Aubrey are co-captains, which the girls, vote on. And across the board, honestly, when we were taking our captain votes, when we were collecting them, there were a lot of girls across the board were getting votes, which sometimes is rare to see. Usually it's a little one-sided, but it's nice to see that so many girls in our program are capable of leading and that they can be leaders on the court as well as, in the locker room and things like that. So those two for sure. And our Talisha and Carson, just them being, starters in the past. And then our setter, Alyssa Huckleberry, she's a junior, looking for her for leadership as well. So
I got your roster, and I got rid of Addie Johnson, and I gained another couple of Johnsons. So we have 3 more Johnsons on the roster. Tell us about the youngest Johnson as she comes up.
Yeah, she's got a lot of potential. I think you'll see that tonight. She's a 6th rotation outside for us right now. I haven't really checked the stats yet today as of last night, but she's leading us in aces and kills. She has a lot of potential, and I think as she gets comfortable playing in a position of starting as a freshman, I think that's hard to, play with the older girls sometimes. Once she gets more comfortable with that, I think she'll really find her own. So.
We were talking about Avery Johnson, by the way, freshman. All right, so tonight, what do you want to see out of your girls?
I want them to not let us go too deep in that hole like we did against Jerseyville. Now, if we can find a way out, that's great, but I hope we don't get too far behind. And what we say on serve receive is we want to do one and done. So they get 1 point on us, and then we get the ball right back. So that's our biggest goal tonight. As every year, our expectations for the girls are, to communicate, to work hard, to go for every ball, and to play for the 6, not the 1. So that's our team motto. So, yeah.
Thanks for the visit, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Katie Cease, your Collinsville Lady Kahok volleyball head coach. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we'll set the starting sides for both Highland and Collinsville. All that and more coming up on the Kahok Sports Network.
My name is Rayshawn Taylor, collegiate basketball player at SIUE. At the end of January, I had an ACL injury. Searching for ways to come back as best as I can after the construction. Dr. Chris introduced me to this Shockwave machine. I'm gonna be honest, at first I was kind of scared because I didn't want it to shock me and hurt me too bad. And I had heard something about it, and it turns out it didn't actually hurt. It just pain, it just finding where it hurts to promote the healing, and that's exactly what it did. I've actually had this time I feel like I'm back on my feet quicker, much faster. I'm much stronger than I was up to this point. Honestly, I feel like I could play right now. I'll get back on the court. Thankful that Dr. Chris introduced me to this.
Looking for a great place to watch the game with your crew? Look no further than the Lucky Fox Sports Bar in Uptown Collinsville. The Lucky Fox shows Collinsville Kahok sports on the big screen, plus UFC fights, boxing, Cardinals and Blues, and all of the NFL games with the NFL ticket and enough TVs, you'll be sure to find the game you want. And the food? How about Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, plus burgers and sandwiches, pizza, steak, and more, including great drink specials and the coldest beer in town. Plus, they have an in-house DJ on Friday and Saturday nights. Dine in and catch a game or order carry-out with the Lucky Fox. The Lucky Fox Sports Bar, 118 East Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Open daily at 11 a.m. Check out the Lucky Fox Facebook page for daily specials. The Lucky Fox, 618-223-1948. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition in Pontoon Beach provides complete commercial, industrial, and residential demolition and excavating services. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is family-owned and operated by former Kahawks since 1980 and have over 4 decades serving the Metro East. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is your choice for quality and experienced work at a reasonable price. Schaefer's does jobs of any size, whether digging for water and sewer lines, site preparation, or building demolition. Schaefer's can do it all. Schaefer's Excavating and Demolition also sells backfill, topsoil, loam, and other materials. Licensed, bonded, and insured, from earth moving and land clearing to building and demolition and road construction to septic and sewer system work. Call the experienced crew at Schaefer Excavating and Demolition, 618-931-6237.
The Collinsville Area Community Foundation is our community's charitable foundation. We connect people, support programs, and guide resources to help our community thrive. Our board is made up of local leaders that donate their time and expertise to identify opportunities for long-term community impact in and around Collinsville. Find scholarships, grants, and ways to give back to the city we love by visiting CollinsvilleFoundation.com.
Looking for good food, good times, and good people? Look no further than the Bridge Inn in Caseyville. Just over the bridge from the Kahok Stadium, Bridge Inn features a friendly and courteous staff that serves up the coldest drinks and the best food in the Metro East. Lunch and dinner is available daily with a breakfast menu every Saturdays and Sunday morning. And don't forget about fantastic fish fry Fridays. Bridge Inn also features pool tournaments on most weekends and a gaming area for the over 21 crowd. Bridge Inn in Caseyville. Check them out at 519 North Main Street in Caseyville. Call for carryout orders at 618-344-3530. The best is yet to come at the Bridge Inn in Caseyville. 618-344-3530.
And once again, we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Just about set for some volleyball action here between Highland and Collinsville. Clay Smith announcing the starters for both sides as we speak. Already have Highland in the books. He's announcing Collinsville's now. Here are your starters for Highland. Ellie Campworth, a junior, will be your setter. Ariana Wyatt, a senior, one of the outside hitters. Cadence Wellen, a junior, is a right side hitter. Alex Schultz, a senior, is an outside hitter. Allie Russo is a libero. She's a junior. Larissa Taylor is another one of those seniors. She's a middle blocker. And the other middle blocker is Claire Rittenhouse, who is a junior. For Collinsville, Alyssa Huckleberry is a junior. She is tonight's setter for Collinsville. Megan Summer is the libero. She's the only senior on this year's roster for your Collinsville Lady Kahawks. And then the Johnson girls. Aubrey Johnson on the right side. She's a junior. Avery Johnson on the outside. She's a freshman. Lily Johnson on the outside. She's a sophomore. Carson Mode and Talisha Gilmore both play middle blockers, and both are juniors. JV team lost. They lost the first set 25-15. They were in command in the second set. They were up 15-6, and along came Highland. They got it all the way back to 15-13, 7 points in a row by the Lady Bulldogs. Eventually, we were tied up 21-21 before Collinsville ended up losing that second set 25-23 over in the auxiliary gym. At the same time the JV game was going on, the freshman ladies dropped a two-set sweep as well. They lost 25-9 and 25-16. So we're just about ready to go here with this one. These two teams met at Highland 1 year ago tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Highland won that in a two-set sweep. 25-18 was the score in both of those sets. Sophia Kiefner and Jenna Scheller, who have since graduated, led the Lady Kahawks with 4 kills each. Talisa Gilmore had one of 2 blocks in the match. The other one belonged to one of the other graduates, Addie Johnson. And Aubrey Johnson, who is playing here tonight, had 1 ace in that contest. Collinsville on the left side of your screen. They have on the white shirts and the purple shorts, except for the libero, and that would be Megan Summer. She has on the black shorts and the purple top. On the other side, the right side, that would be the Highland Lady Bulldogs. They have on black shirts and gray tops, except for their libero, Allie Russo, who has on the red top, and she'll be making her appearance just as soon as Lori Blade gets all the participants figured out, and that has happened, and we are ready to go. Highland will serve first, and back to serve will be Ellie Campworth, the junior setter. She's back behind the service line, and we are underway. To the back and out, and just like that, Collinsville has themselves a 1-0 lead. So now the Lady Kahawks get their turn to serve. Here is the freshman, the only freshman on the roster. We have 1 senior on the roster and 1 freshman, and here is Avery Johnson playing the role of outside hitter. She gets that one down the middle and is picked up by the libero Russo, brought over. Collinsville keeps it alive, and over here in the middle, Huckleberry gets it over. Then the ball down, and a shot there by Claire Rittenhouse. That looked like it went off the wrist of one of the Lady Kahawks up front, and it ends up going out of bounds after that. So we are tied at 1, and Ariana Wyatt is back to serve now for Highland. Wyatt sends it over here to the near side. Popped up into the air by Avery Johnson and sent over to the side, and Aubrey Johnson couldn't quite get enough underneath it to get it up in the air for a proper setup, so Collinsville will drop that point, and the Lady Kahawks go down for the first time, 2-1. So another serve coming up here for Ariana Wyatt. Far side's completely left open. Into the back it goes. That one's out of bounds, so 2 service errors by Highland will give Collinsville their first 2 points of this match. Or this set, excuse me. As Talisha Gilmore checks back into the game after she was replaced by Megan Summer at the outset. Here is Carson Mode to serve it up for Collinsville. She does so over onto the near side, ends up going into the back. Highland, one more chance to get it over. They do so. Picked up by Collinsville by Avery Johnson. Set up over on the far side. And from one quarter to the next, Russo handles it for Highland. Block up front. Nicely done there by Aubrey Johnson. And Collinsville retakes the lead at 3-2. Aubrey Johnson and Gilmore up front. Well, I think Aubrey got all that block. Here's Carson Mode. Serve number 2 for the Kahok Junior middle blocker. She sends it up to the near side once again. Popped up, now over to the far side for Highland. They send it down the line, and that is out of bounds. Nope, it's inbounds, barely. I got a pretty good look at that one from my perch here above the surface here. That looked out to me. 3-3. Oh, it was tipped. Somebody said it was tipped. I didn't see anyone touch it, but I have old eyes. What can I tell you? Here is Allie Russo. Russo, the libero, sends a pop shot right over the net. Dug out of there nicely by Aubrey Johnson. Sent over to Gilmore. Gilmore pops it over, and now Russo will set it up for a teammate. Punched over off of the hands of Taylor, and back over it goes after one try, and Collinsville will get the point after a double hit on the other side by Highland. So Collinsville back out in front 4-3. Back to serve, Aubrey Johnson. Aubrey leads the team so far this year with 14 digs. Just in a couple of matches so far this year. Sent over, and that one's out of bounds. Collinsville goes up by 2. 5-3. Aubrey Johnson. Back to serve it up once again. She does so right in the middle. Popped up into the air over onto the near side. Russo's underneath it. Tries to get it up front, but can't. Trying to come in at the last second was Alex Schultz to try to save that one, but seemed like everybody on the other side where Highland plays is kind of froze there. 6-3 now in favor of Collinsville. Another serve coming up here from Aubrey Johnson, the junior. She sends it over, and once again into the middle it goes. Popped up and sent over to the far side. Rittenhouse tries to get it over. She does. And a little miss hit by Aubrey Johnson. Excuse me, goes right into the pole where the ladder referee sets. And it's 6-4 now in favor of Collinsville. Maddie Heim checks into the game for the first time for Highland, as does Abby Schultz. Heim and Schultz, both seniors. And it's going to be Heim that'll go back to serve. She'll send it up the near side, picked up over there by Avery Johnson. Over onto the far side it goes, and sent over cross corner. Russo takes care of that for the Lady Bulldogs. Kill shot, picked up by Collinsville after a partial block up front by Gilmore, and then sent over by Lily Johnson. Here's another try, and that one goes out of bounds. A lot of Collinsville's points here early on have come from shots or serves that have landed out of bounds. Take that anytime you can. Here is Lily Johnson, sophomore for Collinsville, the sister of Mackenzie Johnson. That was a nice low line drive hit, barely scraped over the net. And Lily Johnson picks up an ace. Avery Johnson came into the contest with 4 aces so far for Collinsville, so there's another one that's out of bounds. Collinsville goes up 9-4. Remember now, this is Highland's first match of the year, so they might be having a little early game jitters going on here. 9-4 though, Kahawks lead. Another serve coming up here from Lily Johnson. Popped up right into the middle. Russo lets it go, and it goes out of bounds. And Collinsville returns the favor with one of those long serves. 9-5, Kahawks maintain the lead. Here is Alex Schultz, the senior. Back to serve it up now for Highland. She does so right in the middle, picked up by Summer. Moved over to the far side and sent over cross court. Sent over by Highland, picked up by Johnson to Huckleberry. Over to the far side, right off the net. Those are always tough to maintain. That one's going out of bounds too. And a number of Collinsville points have come out of bounds balls, and that one was just barely out of bounds. So Collinsville has doubled up Highland now. It's 10-5, and here is Megan Summer. Megan, of course, the younger sister of Sydney, who just graduated as well. Popped up, set up over on the far side. Sent across right in the middle. Huckleberry picks it up. Sent over. Oh, little miscommunication there. Sorry, that was Johnson who popped that first one up. Huckleberry and Lily Johnson were heading right for each other, and they both put on the brakes, and the ball landed right between them. 10-6. Larissa Taylor now back to serve. Taylor right into the middle, picked up by Johnson. Set up by Huckleberry to Mode. Mode gets it over, and then Highland goes back to work. Over to Wellen. Wellen gets it over, popped up. Collinsville has to get it over now. They do so, and Highland once again sets it up over here on the near side. A little punch shot over there just to get that one across. Huckleberry for Johnson, a little two-handed shot. That one goes over, and Collinsville almost gave that one up, and then at the last second they did. Nice try over there by Lily Johnson on the far side sideline to try to get that one and save it, but it went the wrong direction. 3-point lead now for Collinsville. Here is Larissa Taylor. Taylor sends it over for Megan Summer. Huckleberry sets it up over onto the far side and off a couple of hands. Nicely done there by Avery Johnson. (11-7). Collinsville stakes themselves back out to a 4-point lead, and here is the junior setter, Alyssa Huckleberry, to serve. Huckleberry right down the middle to Russo. Russo sends it up front, and now over to Schultz. Abby Schultz, too far. 12-7. Collinsville with the lead. Highland led for a brief moment, but for the most part, it's been Collinsville in this first set. Huckleberry sends over another one, and that one is too far. 12-8. And Highland wants to make a couple of substitutions. Looks like Ellie Campworth is going to check back in. Right now, Lori Blade is over at the scorer's table talking to the scorers. Not sure what that's about. I'm never sure what when they have these delays and they go over and talk things over. I am not privy to that conversation. Nice contingent of Kahok faithful showing up in the student body cheering section. Whatever the case was, we got it figured out. So Rittenhouse and Campworth will check back in, and Campworth will go back to serve. Campworth delivers right down the middle. Picked up by Johnson. Huckleberry sets it up. Well, she actually hit it over. And now she'll set it up over on the far side to Johnson. She barely touched it, and it goes under the net. And Collinsville will pick up another point. 13-8, Kahawks have the lead. Here is Avery Johnson. Addie graduated last year. Aubrey, a junior this year. And Avery, a freshman this year. All three sisters. And that was a shot that barely scrapes the top of the net. I thought that was going to go over, but it kind of skidded across that top ribbon there of the netting and never did go over. 13-9. Collinsville still out front. Here is Ariana Wyatt. Wyatt to serve. She does so. Picked up by Johnson. Huckleberry sets it up behind her for Aubrey, and that's a nice job, although Highland does a pretty good job of keeping it going, but the third and final hit ends up going out of bounds. Collinsville stretches their lead once again out to 5, 14-9, as Carson Mode will go back to serve. Carson delivers. Picked up, set up right in the middle, sent over by Rittenhouse. Now for Aubrey Johnson. Across the way she goes, and off of the hands of Campworth, and that takes a spin all the way over there to the two restroom doors. 15-9 in favor now of Collinsville, their biggest lead so far of the night. And Carson Mode, who was out there, I think, for about 3 points in a row on the service line, is trying for point number 2 in a row this go-round. She delivers a low line drive shot. Nice job by Russo to pick it up, but after that it goes right into the net, and those are always hard to recover from. And a timeout on the floor called by Highland. We're back in just a moment on the Kahawk Sports Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future. To create your inheritance to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420.
Back at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Carson Mode ready to serve up another one here for the Lady Kahawks. She does. Another low line drive shot. She's getting that service down pat, isn't she? Over on the near side. Highland gets it over. Huckleberry keeps it alive. Johnson over, and nice job there by Lily Johnson as the two Johnson girls that are unrelated get in on the action. And another one hit too far by Highland, and Collinsville goes up 17-9. So Mode, another long time served on the service line. Gets another one. This one's got a little bit more air underneath it, but that'll count as an ace. And it's now 18-9. The Lady Kahawks doubling up the Highland Lady Bulldogs. So Mode will stay on the service line. Carson delivers another one. This one's low. Popped up into the middle, set up in the middle, and punched out of bounds. Highland says that somebody up front touched it for Collinsville, but the referees say no, that did not happen. 19-9, Collinsville up by 10. Carson Mode delivers another low screamer, and that one's off the hands and backwards. 20-9 in favor of the Lady Kahawks. Carson Mode out there for, I think, the 6th point try in a row for her on the service line. And that one will come to an end out of bounds. So that ends the long string. Collinsville maintains a 10-point lead, and here is Allie Russo with the serve. Picked up by Johnson. Over to Huckleberry, to Gilmore, and her and Avery Johnson run into each other, and that ball died. Coach Cease out there saying, talk to each other. 22-11. Don't want this one to get away, that's for sure. Here is Allie Russo, another serve. This one is going to go on the sideline. Had to be taken there by Aubrey Johnson. A nice kill try there. Popped straight up into the air, though. Highland stays alive with it. And Johnson again to Huckleberry, backwards to Aubrey Johnson, and saved once again in the middle of the court. That's a nice couple of jobs there by Ariana Wyatt. Here's Collinsville. Huckleberry back to Johnson in the middle. Block, saved. Collinsville gets it over, though. What a nice pickup that was. Into the middle again. Another block up front. This one by Gilmore. And it turns into a out-of-bounds shot by Collinsville. That was a pretty nice sequence of events there. Here's Allie Russo back to serve it up again for Highland. Popped up into the middle, taken care of by Megan Summer. To Huckleberry, to Gilmore, who tried the kill shot, but she killed it right into her own side of the net. Popped up again. Russo up front. Picked up by Johnson, sent to the back, and it's off a hand, and a nice job once again by Wyatt to keep that one alive, and right into the empty spot of the floor. Alex Schultz found it, and Collinsville at one point up 20-9. Now it's 20-14. We saw the JV team have a 15-6 lead, only to see it slip away and lose the final set. Varsity trying to not repeat that. Here is Russo with another serve. Popped up into the back. Megan Summer up as Huckleberry sets it up and into the back and too far. And that is 6 straight points now by Highland. Timeout called by head coach Katie McCarthy. We're back here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff Companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975.
Russo ready for another serve for Highland. As we went from 20-9 Collinsville to 20-15 Collinsville. That one's a spinner, and it finds an empty spot over in the corner. The reaction on the face of Lily Johnson was like, I can't believe that one stayed in. So Collinsville breaks the string of 6 in a row. 21-15 in favor of Collinsville. And back to serve it up for the Lady Kahawks, Aubrey Johnson. Oh, great. Okay, thank you. That one's off of a partial block by Gilmore. And a setup. Well, that ended up going over the net anyway. Here's a kill shot off of the face of Aubrey Johnson. She's okay. That ball wouldn't have took a weird hop after it hit her in the head. Collinsville might have had a chance to save that one. Highland making a couple of more changes. Maddie Heim checks back into the game, as does Abby Schultz, and it's going to be Heim back to serve. 21-16. Screamer into the net. 22-16. Collinsville working real hard trying to close out this first set victory. Here is Lily Johnson, the sophomore, back to serve. She does so. Stays low, picked up by Wyatt. Moved over here onto the near side and sent cross-side, and that's in, but just barely. 22-17. Collinsville with the lead. Alex Schultz will go back to serve now for the Lady Bulldogs. She does. It's a pop shot. Moved up front. Huckleberry sets it up in the middle, but that was a bad setup, but thankfully Aubrey Johnson was there. And now sent over. Here is Aubrey to Huckleberry to Gilmore. Gilmore has that one blocked up front by Larissa Taylor. And that turns into point number 18 for Highland. Another serve coming up for Alex Schultz. A little too close for comfort after an 11-point lead. Now just a 4-point lead for Collinsville. Serve, popped up. Aubrey Johnson takes care of it. Oh, and Alyssa Huckleberry mishit it. Spun right out of her hands and right behind her, and that's 22-19 now. Another serve coming up, excuse me, for Schultz. In the middle, Megan Summer takes care of it. Huckleberry gets another opportunity. That one is too far. The 11-point lead has been whittled down to 2. Another serve coming up here for Schultz. It's on the way. Oh, Megan Summer. Oh, she let it go, and it ends up going out. Lucky for her, because she kind of slipped as she was going back. And it's 23-20, and Megan won't have time to be too embarrassed about slipping, as she has to go back and serve. Here is that serve, right into the middle, picked up by Russo. Sends it up over to the near side, off of some hands and down. And Collinsville 1 point away from wrapping up a first set victory, 24-20. Another serve coming up here for Megan Summer. Here it is. Into the middle, Russo picks it up again, sends it over on the first shot. And Huckleberry sends it over to Johnson, spins off some hands, stays alive, and sent over. Megan Summer. Huckleberry right in front to Carson Mode, and that one's out of bounds. 24-21. Back to serve, Larissa Taylor for Highland. And it's in the middle. Megan Summer picks it up. Huckleberry sets it up for Johnson, far side into the net. 24-22. Taylor, another serve for Highland. On the way. Summer hits it backwards. Oh, no. She made a last-minute decision to go from the underhand to fisted approach and decided to use both hands to pop it up, and that little indecision cost her. So Collinsville's lead is down to 1. Timeout on the floor by Coach Katie McCarthy. We're back in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Diamonds for Kahawks is a facility improvement project to develop a baseball, softball, and football/soccer field for CHS students and our communities to utilize. The project includes 2 baseball fields, 2 softball fields, a soccer/football field, concession stand, bathrooms, and parking. The development of this facility will benefit the band, PE classes, baseball team, softball team, and soccer team with a centralized location, ease of access, and an eye-catching complex. Please contact A.D. Clay Smith to donate to this project or visit the Collinsville Area Community Foundation website to make your tax-deductible donation today.
Made sure we did a little bit of a shorter break that time. Didn't want to miss anything, just in case we came back late. They have when they call timeouts, it's 1 minute, and I mean it's 1 minute like exactly. And sometimes they actually bring it back a little bit early, but I didn't want to take that chance with the game being so close toward the end here. So 24-23, Collinsville up by 1. Remember, in high school volleyball, you have to win by 2. Larissa Taylor looking for her 4th point in a row from the service line, and she almost hit that one into the net. Nice dig by Megan Summer, but there wasn't anything anybody could do about that one once it hit and started spinning. So now we are tied at 24. Larissa Taylor trying to give her team a lead for the first time since it was 2-1. Ball on the way. Picked up by Johnson. Over to Johnson. Off of a hand. Stays alive for Highland. They got to get it over on this try. They do not, and that one belongs to Collinsville. That was 4 hits, they say, so 25-24. Collinsville needs this next point to wrap up this first set victory. Back to serve, the junior setter, Alyssa Huckleberry. Huckleberry pops one up right down the middle. Highland sets it up down the middle. A little simple touch, and it's back in, and we are tied at 25. Served by the Lady Bulldogs, picked up by Megan Summer. Huckleberry sets it up on the far side, and that was saved somehow or another. And then a ball that's going to go into the Kahok bench, and Highland gets back the 1 point lead at 26-25. Another serve coming up for Ellie Campworth. Campworth delivers. Megan Summer takes the first delivery, and now Lily Johnson has to get it over. She does. Or excuse me, that was Avery Johnson. Highland pushes it over. Megan Summer pops it up. Alyssa Huckleberry sets it up for Carson Mode. Blocked out. Collinsville keeps it alive, and it ends up going out of bounds, and that's going to do it. Highland comes all the way back and wins the first set 27-25. What a first set it was, but Collinsville, boy, oh boy, they're going to be licking their chops after that one, being up by 11 points and end up losing that first set. All right, we have a break for you before we head into set number 2, and we'll be back to tell you all about it after a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Ours are clean-cut, drug-free, and background-checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884. The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahawkSports.com and the Kahawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our Kahawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a Kahawk, always a Kahawk. Hashtag Kahawk Family.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. My name is Todd Duke. Glad that you are all with us on another steamy day here in the nation's midsection. One more day, and then we're going to get a little bit of a break, it sounds like. All right, Collinsville needs a little bit of a break after an 11-point lead at 20-9 in that first set. Kahawks end up losing that first set, 27-25. That's got to hurt. Let's see if they can rebound. There's a ball that just stinger right into the upper torso there of Alex Schultz. And Collinsville out front 1-0. Kahawks trying to win this one here to avoid a program sweep. Freshman lost in 2 sets. JV lost in 2. There's a setup for Mode off of a couple of hands up front. That one's heading out of bounds, but Russo got there. And now it has to go over, and it does so, despite the diving effort there from Avery Johnson. And back to serve is Ariana Wyatt. Wyatt had a pretty good first set. Summer, Huckleberry, Johnson. Highland, they'll move it over. And Huckleberry once again will set it up for Aubrey Johnson. That's off of the hands of Ellie Campworth and out of bounds, so Collinsville back out front 2-1. Carson Mode back to serve. She was out there for 6 straight points the last time she was on the service line. I think she had 3 in a row the first time she was out there. Picked up by Russo, set up over here on the near side. Down the middle, off of Mode, and it spins all the way over toward the Kahawk bench. And we are tied at 2. Megan Summer checks back in, takes the place of Carson Mode. Allie Russo, the libero for Highland, the one out there in the red shirt. She serves, does so, far side, picked up by Johnson. Huckleberry moves it over behind her to Ashley Giannini, who's into the match for the first time. Shoved over, partial block up front, no good. And then it's sent over, and that one is going to be a double hit by Collinsville, and that'll give Highland a 3-1 lead. Another serve by Russo into the middle, picked up by Johnson. Huckleberry will set it up for Aubrey Johnson. Does so, and too far out of bounds. I am perched in the balcony behind where the Lady Kahawks are playing on their end of the court, so it's hard for me to see the line all the way over on the other side. Get no arguments from me of anything going on over there, that's for sure. Huckleberry sets it up behind her for Giannini, but a miss hit will give Highland another point. And Highland now up 5-2. Russo, another serve. It's on the way, into the middle. Johnson, Giannini, sent over by Aubrey Johnson. Wyatt takes care of it, but it's going right in front of the scorer's table. That counts. Johnson, Huckleberry to Gilmore. Gilmore pops it up. Saved by Russo. Shoved over by Campworth. Collinsville keeps it alive. Here is Aubrey Johnson with a kill try, and a spinning ball will give her a little success. Aubrey Johnson with her third kill try. And Megan Summer going back to serve, I think. Carly Altenberger, sophomore, will check into the game. She'll take the place of Ashley Giannini. So one sophomore for another sophomore, and Altenberger will go back to serve. And Lily Johnson will check back into the game for Alyssa Huckleberry. Altenberger serves right down the middle. Picked up by Russo. Set up by Campsworth. Blocked out by Gilmore. And Aubrey Johnson. And Collinsville gets themselves back to within one. Another serve for Altenberger. This one goes under the net. Highland wants to make a couple of changes. Schultz will check back in, as will Maddie Heim. Heim most likely going back to serve, and that's exactly what happens. 6-4, Highland with a 2-point lead. Sent over. Picked up by Johnson. Altenberger sends it right back to Johnson. She sends it over, but that's too far as well. 7-4, Highland. Maddie Heim with another serve. That one's out of bounds. Highland did that a lot in the first set. That's why Collinsville ended up with an 11-point lead, but Highland settled down after that. And, of course, ended up coming back to win that first set, 27-25. Aubrey Johnson serves, picked up by Wyatt. Popped up, sent over, another block there by Gilmore, and down it goes after the block. Gilmore with her fourth block here tonight. One more serve coming up for Aubrey Johnson. Here's that serve. Taken care of by Russo. Popped up, and Heim keeps it alive. Sent over. Aubrey Johnson to Altenberger to Lily Johnson right into the net. 8-6 in favor of Highland, as Alex Schultz will go back to serve. I'll have an easy time of it doing my senior interviews this year for volleyball. I have one senior, Megan Summer. Next year, that's going to be a totally different story. Partial block up front, but a nice kill there by Avery Johnson. Providing all the juniors on the team come back next year, I'll have 6 senior interviews to take care of next year. Carson Mode checks back into the game for Talisha Gilmore. Back to serve is Megan Summer. And a low one picked up by Russo. Nice dig there. And Highland sends it across the way, but that's out of bounds. 8-8. Collinsville's turn for a comeback win, right? Megan Summer back to serve it up again. Another low screamer. Wyatt picks it up, sends it straight sideways, and then a double hit by Highland, and Collinsville back to a 1-point lead. They haven't had a 1-point lead since they were winning 1-0. Summer enjoying a little service time. Megan sends another low one. Wyatt picks this one up in front of Russo. Popped up into the middle, sent right back into the middle. Aubrey Johnson to Johnson, or excuse me, that was Mode to Johnson. Into the net, we're tied at 9. Larissa Taylor back to serve now for Highland. Picked up in the middle by Aubrey Johnson, and I don't know what Megan Summer was watching. She went the other way, but luckily Altenberger was on her toes and went back there to get it. That one's killed, but it's out of bounds. Ariana Wyatt went up there and got that one, but sent a screamer across the net too far. Megan Summer ready to serve once again. No, excuse me, she served last time, and here is Alyssa Huckleberry back in. Huckleberry delivers. Popped up into the middle, stays in the middle, sent over to the far side, and then Megan Summer steps in front of one. Alyssa Huckleberry sets it up behind her and does so for Giannini. Giannini gets it across. Now Russo sets it up. Huckleberry couldn't get there. We're tied at 10. Back to serve now for Highland is Ellie Campworth. Campworth, down the middle it goes. Summer to Huckleberry. Over to Giannini, and that one was just a little bit too far. Right idea, but just got a little bit too much underneath it. Bulldogs back to a 1-point lead, 11-10. Campworth serves another. Uh-oh, that one's going right into the Kahok bench. 12-10. That happens sometimes. Hits the girls in the wrong part of their arm, goes spinning the opposite direction. So Campworth with another serve, and her team up by 2. Popped up in the middle. Megan Summer sends it up front. Huckleberry sets it up behind her for Johnson. Down it goes. Johnson found an empty spot. And for her efforts, she will go back to serve. Another screamer. That stays low, but picked up by Highland. They'll move it up into the middle. Nice save by Megan Summer, but that one stayed low, and a line drive went right past the head of Aubrey Johnson. And a 2-point lead back intact now for Highland, as Ariana Wyatt will go back to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Knuckleball. Those are tough. No spin on the ball, and it had a little left to right movement as it headed over the net. 14-11, 3-point lead now for Highland. Not as much knuckle action on that one, so Huckleberry will set it up for Giannini. She finds another empty spot. Giannini gets her second kill since she's been inserted into the lineup. Talisha Gilmore will check back in and take the place of Megan Summer, while Carson Mode will go back to serve. Let's see if Carson can rattle off another 6 points or so from behind the line. Mode, that one's out of bounds. That's what she did to end the 6-point run in the last set. So back-to-back serves out of bounds by Carson Mode, unfortunately. And it's a 15-12 3-point advantage for Highland, as Russo goes back to serve. I wanted to call her LaRusso a minute ago. That was funny. Here's Aubrey Johnson to Huckleberry. Back over to Aubrey off of a partial block up front. Wyatt saves it in the middle. Sets it back up for Wyatt. Down the line it goes. Saved by Johnson to Huckleberry. Johnson will get another crack at it, but right into the net it goes. 16-12. Timeout on the court. We'll step aside for a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking. Conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
Welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Thursday night, little volleyball action. Normally, I would tell you about the Friday night football game that we're going to get ready for tomorrow, but because of the extreme heat, that's been moved to Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, so that'll be our next game after this one. I know we have some rain in the forecast Saturday morning as well, so hopefully that doesn't happen because there's not enough room in the press box at Belleville East for me to set up, so I have to be outside. 17-12 now in favor of Highland. Electronic equipment doesn't bode very well in rainy conditions, you know. Here is Russo, serves, dug out of there by Johnson, and a double hit by Collinsville will give Highland point number 18. Mike Nichols, the boys volleyball coach in the gymnasium, taking in this one. Served by Highland, picked up by Johnson, sent over to Johnson from Huckleberry. Popped up. Here is Russo. Sends it over to Taylor. Taylor gets it across. Saved by Johnson. And Aubrey Johnson gets the ball over. And Collinsville gets the point. (18-13). Highland with the lead. Collinsville wants to send this to a third and final tie-breaking set. They're going to have some work to do. They're down by 5. Here is Carly Altenberger checking back into the game to go back to serve. Altenberger sends it over. Russo sends it in front of her bench. Saved over there by Rittenhouse, and then Russo couldn't handle the return volley. And it's 18-14. 4-point lead Bulldogs. Once again, Altenberger will go back to serve. And it's across. Altenberger into the back, picked up by Wyatt. Sent up in the air on the near side. Partial block up front. Ends up going out of bounds, though, off of that block by Gilmore. 19-14. And now back to serve. It is Maddie Heim. Heim sends it across. Johnson touches it first. And then over to Lily Johnson, but a block up front by Highland. We'll give them another point, and they reach the magical mark of 20. And a 6-point lead. For Highland. Here is Megan Summer. Altenberger. Aubrey Johnson sends it to the back. Wyatt saves it, and it was dropped up front there by Larissa Taylor. And now Aubrey Johnson back to serve it up here for Collinsville. Down the near sideline it goes. Wyatt sends it over on the first try. Altenberger sets it up for Johnson into the back. Wyatt saves it and then sent over again to the near side. Megan Summer gets to it first. Altenberger for Gilmore. Gilmore, partial block. Saved by Russo on the nice dig. Gilmore finds another ball. That's popped up by Altenberger. Aubrey Johnson sets it up for the younger Johnson, and into the net it goes. Bad break there for Collinsville. Sent over. Johnson digs it. Sent over once again by Lily Johnson. Highland looking for, oh boy, Lily Johnson touched that one. I think that one was going to go out of bounds. Timeout. 22-15 is our score. We're back here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville produces their own spirits and beer on site right at the restaurant. Pair that with some of the most unique menu items around the entire metro area, and you can see why they are such a hit. They can handle you and your family, or they can handle you and your group. Throw in the occasional live entertainment, and you can see why Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville, 618-855-8027, or online at oldheraldbrewing.com.
Kahawks have a lot of work to do if they want to pull out a upset here in this second set and force a third and final tiebreaker. And back to serve, Alex Schultz. 22-15, 7-point lead for Highland. Collinsville, the players run into each other. That hardly ever turns out well. 23-15. I think the girls are still stinging from that first set where they were up by 11 and ended up losing. Set up behind. Here is Olivia Skirtich, who's into the game for the first time. And that one's out of bounds. Collinsville staying alive. 23-16. Carson Mode checks back in for Talisha Gilmore. Megan Summer back to serve. Summer delivers. Russo picks it up. Moved over to the far side, and a double hit by Highland will give Collinsville a point, give them some momentum trying to climb back into this one. 23-17. A lot of work to do, down by 6. Here is Megan Summer. Summer sends it over. Wyatt picks it up first. Sent over and into the net off of the hands of Abby Schultz. So Collinsville getting a little help here from Highland. Megan Summer once again back to serve. Popped up. Oh, I don't know what Russo was thinking. She backed up and never touched it. Collinsville will take it. 23-19. Highland with the 4-point lead. Collinsville's digging into that lead a little bit. Here is Megan Summer again. Pops it up into the middle. This time Russo does take care of it. Set up behind and another double hit. And that's a couple of few points in a row there, just kind of given to Collinsville by Highland, if you will. And Collinsville has climbed all the way back to within 3. Still a long way to go. Megan Summer back to serve again. Popped up by Wyatt. Set up by Schultz. Wyatt punches it over. Johnson, Altenberger, Skirtich. She gets it over. Russo pops it up. Back over here to the near side now. Across the way we go. Nice pickup there by Johnson. Altenberger keeps it alive. Blocked by Carson Mode. And Collinsville back to within 2. And Highland's going to want to call a timeout. We'll be back here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, we said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the Strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem.
Megan Johnson serves up one, and how about an ace to get back to within 1 point? A little momentum boost here for Collinsville. Megan Summer Serving it up another one. Into the back it goes. They let it go, and that one's out of bounds. Boy, oh boy. Hard for me to tell from all the way here at the other end, but man, oh man, that was close. Had to have been. 24-22. Highland playing for the win. Back to serve is Larissa Taylor, the senior middle blocker. In the middle it goes. Aubrey Johnson, Altenberger. Johnson popped up, sent over to the near side. Little lob shot, and that's going to do it. As Highland pulls off the sweep. 27-25 in the first game, 25-22 in the second set. And the program suffers a 6-game loss tonight without a win. So we'll have to live to see another day. Next action for Collinsville is Monday versus Altoff. Next action for Highland is Tuesday, their home opener, versus Carlinville. Right now, it is time for us to switch over to the post-game program brought to you by LC's Pub in Caseyville. Great food, great drinks, and great service is served up daily at LC's Pub in Caseyville. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville. Call in for carry-out orders. LC's Pub, 618-855-9077. We're going to have someone to interview, hopefully. We'll find out here soon as the post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahawk fans, before, after, or even during Kahawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahawk games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahawk fans' pub of choice. Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers, in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union strong. We are Kahawk strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistance Association. Go Kahawks! Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahawk alums. Located at 1966 Vandalia, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is your one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking. Providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pit master. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces that support our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop by at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time World Championship Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at CollinsvilleBarbecue.com. 618-855-8855. First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville or Collinsville locations for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121 or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
And once again, we welcome you back into the LC's Pub post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Rough night for the volleyballers from your Lady Kahawks volleyball team as they drop 2 sets in each level, freshman, JV, and varsity. Joining us now is Kate Fisher, one of the assistant coaches for head coach Katie Cease. How are you?
Good. Could be better if we won.
Yeah, I know. That's a little bit tough. So let's talk about that first set, man. You guys are up by 11, 20-9. And they ended up coming all the way back. They were kind of giving you points there at the beginning, man. Everything they were hitting was out of bounds. Their serves were out of bounds. Their volleys were out of bounds. And then what happened?
Honestly, I think we get too ahead of ourselves. We get confident, and then we start letting off instead of pushing forward and trying to push for points to end that game. I think our skills are definitely there. It's just one of those things with endurance and keeping a level head throughout, knowing that the game isn't over until the ref says it is.
Now, how hard is that to come back from in the second set? I know it's difficult to cut for, especially for high school. I mean, at any level, you have a big lead, you end up losing. It's hard to come back after that.
Absolutely. I think for some people it lights a fire under them, and then others, obviously, it gets in their head. So trying to balance those kind of mentalities on a team is pretty hard, but I know these girls wanted it big time, and every single girl, even on the bench, was ready to jump in and do their part to get us back in there in the second set.
Yeah, so it's kind of a building level, if you will. I mean, you go to Chatham, you lose the first game, jitters, first set of the year, and, nerves and stuff like that might get you. You came back and made a really good game out of it in the second set. You go to Jerseyville last night, pick up your first victory, and both the second and the third set were come from behind. Then you come here tonight, and you have this big lead and this big momentum, and then things kind of crash down. But you can see that there's growth in this program, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. And I think one of the biggest differences we're seeing this year is even some of our more senior players who've been here for a couple years are playing spots that they're not used to. So we're not only just training our new girls from the freshman level, but also training some of our, juniors in positions they've never played, just to make sure that it's not just, per position, but we're playing more for the betterment of the entire team.
Okay, so what would be the point of emphasis on practice before your next match Monday here against Althoff?
Oh, we are going to work on our communication, kind of just working on some mentality building too, which is always the hardest thing to coach. You can find any person with skills, but it's just where their headset and their mind is when they play. So trying to really build, how do we push past like point 15, even if we're up, and keep pushing beyond that. So we have a couple drills up our sleeve that we'll be using for sure.
I'm glad I'm not on the team. I don't want to go through any drills.
Oh, I feel you. Lots of running if not.
Thanks for the visit. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you down the line.
Sounds good. Have a good one.
Thanks. You too. That is Kate Fisher, one of the assistant coaches for your Collinsville Lady Kahok girls volleyball team. So that is going to do it for us here tonight. We, again, do not have football for you tomorrow night due to the extreme heat. They moved that to Saturday morning at Belleville East, so we will be on the air around 9:30 with the pregame show leading up to week number 1 of the high school football season. Big thank you again to Katie Cease for joining us on the pregame show, and another big thank you to Kate Fisher joining us on the postgame show. My name is Todd Duke, and until Saturday morning, everyone have yourselves a fantastic rest of your evening.